Welcome to the Markets Happy Hour podcast, a weekly markets update for investors the world over. Each week, we discuss inflation, geopolitics, interest rates, equity markets, and other asset classes. To try to answer the question, what does this mean for my investment portfolio? Let's dive in.
So we talk about concentration in equity markets, and clearly there's concentration perceived in those funds as well, with the concentration of around 20% around software. And that seems we've seen some pretty high profile one just today mentioned. Now, as far as going around the strain of private credit, the pressure on some of the quarterly funds, do you see a particular pressure at this point in terms of the private credit arena? Do you think there's another shoe to drop, a cockroach to appear, or how are you thinking about this segment of the asset allocation?
Well, I think the key is it's not systematic or systemic. So you will have companies get into more trouble to the extent that private credit has been extended unwisely. I think there's not enough regulation, and there's a rather incestuous relationship between private equity and private credit companies. And so you're going to have some blow ups, and over time that's bound to happen. So long as the economy continues to grow, though, these can be spaced out because unlike stock markets, which work entirely off sentiment in the short run, for private credit, you can't get all your money. Well, that's kind of the deal. It's gated. You can't get all your money. It doesn't mean they're going bankrupt. You're just not allowed to have all your money. That's the deal you signed up for. A lot of companies can find ways of amending and extending loan agreements so that private credit doesn't actually go bad. And even if it does go bad, then over time, you can sort of space that out. It's kind of like the huge office vacancies we saw. That didn't cause a massive collapse in the economy, because even though there is a genuine problem, it can be spaced out over time. I am not seeing huge derivative exposure across the banking industry to this. And I don't think there's any particular event which is going to cause all these companies to collapse at the same time. So I think you got to be careful. There's more than one cockroach. I mean, the way I perhaps it's maybe there are cockroaches in fraternities too, but I think to me it's a little bit like leaving off a keg of beer at a fraternity and then driving away. You know something bad's going to happen. You just don't know what it is. And when you pour this much money into a sector, you know something's going to go wrong, but you just don't know what it is. You just have to be a little bit more careful about who you're having manage your money and their actual expertise and track record in the space of private credit.